What does it mean to read the opponent? I test him with a short serve. Alright, he pushes it back. Where should I loop? Guys, he pushes this ball back. I want to attack now. Where should I loop it? Where should I start the attack? Everyone, look carefully. I loop to his forehand. After his backhand push, he's slightly leaning to the forehand, right? You must loop to the backhand. Look at his recovery. After serving, you watch him while you move. You need to learn to play by watching the opponent. If you can't react, it means you haven't trained enough. If we want to improve, we must change ourselves in the details. Once you have this awareness, you'll find it's actually very simple. For example, you push one to me. I loop with perfect form, but I'm not watching the ball. That's why your match level doesn't improve. Because you only think about what you should do. You must learn to watch your opponent. His contact determines my positioning, my footwork, my timing, my backswing, and my direction of power. So after we serve, after a long serve, where should I play the next ball? For example, I serve, and he falls right into my tactic. He returns to my backhand. Look at his body position now. Forehand or backhand, where do I play? Then I test him. He comes back to my backhand. We can test him with a forehand shot. If the opponent attacks you, what tactic should we change? If you know his forehand is strong, you must avoid it. I lock on to the middle. If he still attacks from the middle, then I will rally with him on the backhand side. Then I change to the wide line. Middle, wide line. I move him around. If you still can't win the rally, start from the forehand. Start with a short forehand. And back to his backhand. His backhand to forehand might be strong, but forehand to backhand may not be. I start from his short forehand. Find the breakthrough. It's not just because he stands on the backhand that I must change to him. It doesn't work like that. You must test him. Test whether he attacks or defends on this forehand. Does he attack or defend? Once he's passive, go to the middle. If the middle is still passive, lock backhand rallies and move him. I can start from his short forehand. Once he pushes, I play one to the wide line. We need to change tactics. What kind of mindset do we fall into easily? My forehand is good, so I use forehand. If I lose, I think I'm playing badly today. But maybe he just controls the ball better. His forehand is faster than yours. Or simply better than yours. Better has no fixed definition. For example, he's more consistent. He plays high, safe balls. Being more stable also means being better. So when we play, we must use our brains. There will always be a way to break through your opponent. I believe many of you have felt this. At first, you can beat him, but the more you play, the harder it feels. Sometimes you even start losing. That's because he has figured out your tactics. He has adapted to you. Exactly, just like I said, after serving. If you keep power looping cross-court like this, no matter how hard you hit that shot, it's not as good as looping one like this. What is this shot actually for? It's to make his backhand unstable. Once I loop here, he's already being pinned. Then when I loop back to the backhand, I get the chance. If all your shots are like that, Your opponent just has to defend. Why are so many people obsessed with table tennis? It's actually right here. Once these tactical ideas are applied, the sport becomes extremely interesting. So awareness of placement is something you must develop. Why is placement awareness even more important for amateurs? First, amateurs read the ball slowly. Second, amateurs have poor footwork. Third, when amateurs move and prepare to swing, whether the backswing is bigger or smaller, higher or lower, more forward or more backward, racket angle adjustments, more closed or more open, are almost impossible to control precisely. So if you make them move, there may be a 1600 level player. If you let them stand still, they're suddenly 2000 level. For example, if we're just pushing back and forth, and both of us are pushing very steadily, this is actually not very useful. The opponent can loop very comfortably, because this ball is too easy. If he power loops this one, it's hard for me to defend. Even if there's a skill gap between us, as long as someone can attack and connect their power, it's hard for the opponent to block. So when can you change direction? Look, one move, then one change. Remember this. Watch the middle. Backhand, one move, then one change. This becomes very hard to loop. If he doesn't move, don't change direction. Unless his level is very low and he can't loop at all. One short, then long push. That also counts as a change. Long, fast, and pressing. When his body weight shifts and his feet shift, that's when you start preparing to change direction. The change doesn't have to be to the forehand every time. The middle is fine too. The wide line is also fine. Or a short ball into the small triangle is fine as well. You can also drop it short. All of this is called moving the opponent. It doesn't mean you must always go to the forehand. You must make his body start moving first. Then your change of direction will be twice as effective. If he's standing there, and you do this, then go to his forehand. It's very easy for him. But if you do this, you'll see he panics. When changing direction, always try to move your opponent first. Then make the change. For example, standing here, I press into the middle, then change to his forehand. This point is basically yours. What kind of awareness should you have? Don't think that backhand rally, forehand change is enough. That's not how it works. In matches, we can see, players are constantly moving. This half of the table is all your movement zone. All of this can be changed. You can't keep hitting into your opponent's comfort zone. Then when you change to the forehand, there's no angle. He'll just power loop straight at you. So how do we use half-table movement? To keep the opponent footwork busy, and then look for the chance to finish with one strong shot or a decisive change of direction.